Today EA Sports have given us our first proper look at gameplay in EA Sports 24. Today's official gameplay deep dive looked at 3 key features. This includes HyperMotion V, PlayStyles optimised by Opta, and an enhanced Frostbite engine. And yes, they did actually include some gameplay footage this time. Before we jump in, if you like the video, please like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments.
Welcome to EA Sports FC 24. My name's Timsy and I'm joined by 2 experts from the development team behind this year's game, Sam and Kancho. Guys,
Right, okay, show us some actual footage, please.
Hey, what's up?
Today we'll talk about the trinity of technologies delivering this true to football level of authenticity. HyperMotion V, PlayStyles, and the revolutionised Frostbite engine. So let's just go straight into it. It feels like we have to start with HyperMotion V. So tell me, what's the V about? What's new this year?
V stands for the volumetric capture technology. It's a game
Of course it
changer
does.
because this is one of the biggest gameplay innovation, and I think the best way to talk about this is to show it.
Erling Haaland! Oh, tremendous goal!
Remember that goal from Haaland against?
Okay, that's really cool,
Champions
but are
League
we
last
actually going to
year?
see that
We
properly?
now have exactly the same motion in our game.
Oh, can you believe what we've just seen?
Wait, that is actually incredible.
That's the magic
Okay.
of HyperMotion V.
Right, that's
Remember
cool.
that goal from
Let's go back to that.
against the Dortmund in the Champions League last year? We now have exactly the same motion.
That's
in our
actually
game.
mad.
Oh, can
How
you
pissed off are you
believe
going to
what
be
we've
if you
just
concede against that?
That is actually incredible.
That's the magic of HyperMotion V. HyperMotion V completely redefines how we go from the real-world matches by using something called
Okay, yeah, that's
volumetric
really cool.
capture technology.
This has been a dream of ours for many years. Having the ability to get motion capture directly from the real players, the top players playing in the highest possible competitions, that's been a dream.
Well, how is that
Yeah,
even
that's
possible?
ridiculous.
There is a set of cameras in the actual stadiums all around the pitch, and with these huge matches played in front of the thousands of fans, we'll be able to capture the exact
It's
player
insane,
motion
that looks exactly
happens
like how
in the
Harry
real
Kane would
games.
take a penalty.
So basically what you're telling me is if it's football, it's in the game. That is incredible. But will these new animations be everywhere across the game?
Absolutely. We're talking about passes, shots, talking about tackles. We're talking about hundreds of new, never before seen animations.
Obviously, it's a really simple thing, the animations, you know, and people are going to want to know how the game feels, but the extra animations they added from the PS4 to PS5 onto current gen consoles really did actually make a difference. So if there's another 1200, I think the gameplay should feel really fluid.
And even more authentic to the football than ever before.
Especially those world-class actions that only a top player in a competitive match could possibly perform.
Grealish, it's in! A well-taken goal, and no wonder he's off celebrating.
So if HyperMotion V uses volumetric capture from leagues like the Premier League and the Women's Champions League, does that mean these top players are more authentic in the game this year?
Absolutely. Think of Haaland at a full sprint, right? Nobody in the world moves like him. And this year, we can take his volumetric data to create his
Because you
running
actually
style
really
with
can
more
see the difference
authenticity
there.
than ever.
And even more, thanks to HyperMotion V, we essentially gone from a couple of dozen signature run styles to over 1,200.
And with this real-world data, it just makes every player unique. And that's what's going into the game. So you play like Man City versus Liverpool, every player's going to be running a bit.
That's crazy. Everyone actually is moving differently.
Sensational!
That's right. It's
Makes it
not
look
just
kinda
the stars
weird,
we had
but
previously in our game, it's
it's really
everyone
cool.
on the pitch.
Wow. So what you're telling me is HyperMotion V affects lengthy now.
Lengthy is back.
Lengthy's back. Confirmed.
Absolutely. With HyperMotion V, we have locked twice as many acceleration archetypes, which means more uniqueness, more differences, like in real life.
That is incredible.
Lengthy
That's
only
the
just
first
won
big
there.
technology powering authentic gameplay in FC24. I know we could talk about it so much more and in great detail, but we have to move on. So let's talk about technology.
Okay, that looks decent. I'm happy with that.
About these
We're
players.
actually seeing some gameplay now as well.
Put it simply, numbers can't always explain the things that great players are able to do on the pitch. Imagine Trent's signature whip cross, or the way that Vinny takes on defenders with his dribbling, or even Sam Kerr's instinctive style of finishing. So the playstyles really represent those signature abilities, adding that new dimension to the
I remember a couple of FIFAs ago that they were trying to do something similar to this. They were having things like the way that Jamie Vardy runs, and I think only a small handful of players had it, but it looks like loads more players are actually going to have these sort of unique attributes this time.
on just the ratings. It's more about the way you play.
Yes, and each of these playstyles will have 2 tiers, Playstyles and Playstyle Plus. So the Playstyles are the signature abilities that make players unique, and the Playstyle Plus takes these signature abilities from
Okay, so the way obviously the icon's coming up above the head when a player scores or does their sort of key attribute, it's a lot like pro clubs where you obviously pick the traits that you want. So I can see how that's going to come across to clubs. But I think this is really cool. They're bringing it into the actual gameplay. It's obviously going to make everyone feel a little bit different, and it might actually see some difference in people's teams.
Special to spectacular.
Amazing. And where did these playstyles actually come from?
Just like HyperMotion V, we are using real-world data to power our playstyles. And we've partnered with Opta to inform certain playstyles to our players so they're as authentic as possible.
So that's really cool that they're partnering with Opta. Obviously, Opta do loads of data online, capturing sort of player metrics, and it's a complete no-brainer to bring it into FIFA. I just didn't imagine that they'd be using it in this sort of way, and I think it's a really cool idea. I'm all for it.
Great, so what sort of gameplay boosts are we talking? I know a lot of people will want concrete examples from you, Sam.
Well, there's so many examples to take off. I really prefer to have players who have a defensive playstyles. And those playstyles will unlock a stop ball tackle, a new feature that we
That's really
introduced
cool.
in FC24. Players who will have these playstyles will be able to perform a stop tackle motion. It's an action that
So Van Dijk's going to be even harder to face an Ultimate Team than ever.
To take the counter attack and take the lead.
And if you have the free...
It's hard to tell if the sort of pace of the gameplay a little bit. Obviously, we're only seeing sort of small moments. It looks a little bit slower than FIFA 23, which I don't mind too much. I think every year we either get a game that's a bit faster, a bit slower. But then there were reports saying that the gameplay is going to feel a bit more arcadey, so I guess we won't really know until we see sort of a whole movement across the pitch.
kick specific playstyle, so that's going to give you that longer guiding line so you can see exactly where the ball is going to go and you can hit it into the top ends more regularly.
Okay, that way of taking free kicks is so much better. I don't know if that's just because it was...
And if you have
is it specific to whether...
So that's going to give you that longer guide.
Right, so you get a slightly different line if your player's got a dead ball plus trait, and then it's going to be harder. But generally, that sort of way of taking free kicks looks a lot easier.
Guiding line, so you can see exactly where the ball is going to go, and you can hit it into the top ends more regularly.
Or the power shot. Power shot is a new mechanic we introduced last year, and this year the power shot's playstyle really elevates this. You get faster to the ball. You shoot.
The power shot's going to be even harder.
Wow, that is amazing.
I do love the power shots
How
though.
many playstyles are there? Do you have a number?
In total, there are 34 brand new playstyles in FC.
The game looks really nice. It looks really
We cover
crisp.
every aspect, and what I
The
love
crowd
about
looks a little
playstyles,
bit more
that's
unique as
something
well.
That will truly define the players, make players more unique, and equip them with their true-to-life tendencies and signature abilities. Try to guess if someone
think this
has
is a really cool
power
idea.
header, acrobatic shot, and power shot. Who is that?
I think it's your favourite player, Haaland, right?
Haaland.
Haaland! Oh, tremendous goal!
But this isn't in just one phase of the game, right? It's throughout attacking.
So I wonder if you want to recreate a player that you really like in real life, in pro clubs, if you'll be able to use the same attributes and they'll feel similar. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because you already come across people in clubs that are trying to be Haaland or Messi, but they've got like purple hair or a bandana or something. It'd be interesting to see if you can carry them across and sort of try and recreate those players.
Defending in midfield, everywhere.
Absolutely. Like, for example, the finesse shot with Son, rapid dribbling with Vinicius Jr., tiki-taka with Jude Bellingham, Marta and Trinity Rodman both has a great playstyles combination for both dribbling and finishing. Basically, all your favorite players will have a unique combination of the playstyles that truly defines who they are.
So, are we going to see these playstyles
Graphics
in
look
any
great.
other game modes?
Yeah, for sure. They'll help you make your pro more unique in clubs. They'll help you create that
Okay,
ultimate team.
there we go.
They'll even allow you to personalize your player.
Right, let's go back to pro clubs.
To make your player play.
I mean, that UX looks so much better already. Looks a lot slicker. It looks like there's a few more attributes to use as well. Finishing, passing, defending, ball control. Okay, so it's had like a slight revamp. But yeah, it looks like you're going to be able to use the same attributes from the real game in pro clubs.
Styles in any other game modes?
Yeah, for sure. They'll help you make your pro more unique in clubs. They'll help you create that perfect ultimate team. They'll even...
So that's in Ultimate Team, so you can actually be able to upgrade sort of individual elements of their playstyles. Finally actually giving Ultimate Team a little bit more depth, customization. Looks good.
That perfect ultimate team. They'll even allow you to personalize your player in
And it's in
career
career as
to
well.
make your player play just the way you want them to.
Amazing. So, I know I don't have the real world attributes to be a trickster, but I would want the trickster playstyle plus, I think.
It's the bruiser playstyle plus for me.
You don't look like a bruiser though. You're a lovely man.
I'm sure
I
he's a
just
lovely
wanna
man.
smash people. Nobody's getting by me.
Okay.
Well, that brings us to our third in the trinity of technologies this year. What can you tell the people about the revolutionized Frostbite engine?
So, as people have noticed throughout this deep dive, the world's game has never looked better than it does this year.
The game looks amazing. The players'
Does look
bodies,
very good, to
their
be fair.
faces, the lighting, the pitch, even the way the fabric on the kits
It's all
drives
about the
and moves
fabric.
around the players. There's so much more detail and realism in the visual experience we bring in this year, and there is something that I've never seen before.
Amazing. I know we want to save a bit of these details for the presentation deep dive.
But hopefully, what we've shown already has started to get people excited.
So there we go. I think some pretty interesting things revealed there. EA Sports have promised more updates on EAFC 24 soon, so make sure that you subscribe so that you're kept updated on that too. See you next time.